appearance. You have to make sure that you're looking the part. And that's in whatever career, whatever field, whatever it is you're doing. In order for people to take you serious, you have to look serious. You like, if you want to be a business person, look like a walk like a business person, talk like a business person, act like a business person. Do your homework, do your research. You got to make sure your appearance. I don't want to offend anybody on this show, but you told me I could be myself. That's what you told me. Listen, COVID, you brought that bonnet. Yep. And COVID, I want you to take that bonnet somewhere with you. I'm tired of seeing. I rebuke it. I'm tired of seeing these bonnets at the grocery store. In the street. It's a downgrade. Yeah. It doesn't represent. I know somebody don't like what I'm saying right now. They need to hear. Somebody don't like what I'm saying. They need to hear. If you in the house, it's gonna go around the house. It's fine. Okay. Why do I need to see you Walmart, Publix, Kroger, at the gas station with your bonnet and your pajamas on? Right. And don't try to sell me this thing about them lounging pants. They're not lounging pants. They're pajamas. Yeah. And I'm just gonna tell you how we don't say nothing because y'all will come out of a bag on us. So I stay in my lane. I don't open my mouth. But boy, I didn't say it was fair, but that's how they're gonna treat us. They judge us based on what they see first. Appearance. I could talk all day about the 3 A's: attitude, approach, and appearance. But that's what saved me during my 15-year career in law enforcement. I learned people, police, and politics way back then, paying attention to older folks and people who are old enough to be my parent, of course, and listening to people, really what saved my life. And then transitioning here to Atlanta in 2000.
How important of a role did community play in that position?
Well, community was everything about the importance and the significance of that role because, you said it yourself, you have to be able to build rapport, have a relationship with people. And in order to build rapport, let me slow it down, and build relationships with people, you first have to have the ability to listen. In effective communication, the most essential key is listening. Not talking, listening. And you want to be able to be like a sponge. Quan, you want to be able to suck it. And as my dear Aunt Maddie, the most influential person in my life, said, boy, shut up. Close your mouth. Hush. Even when you know the answer, stand there, listen to me, let me get it out, and be quiet while I'm talking. Don't interrupt me. Even if you know, sometimes I'll say, yes, ma'am, I know. I don't want to hear that you know. Just stand there and be quiet. What she was saying was, I need your undivided attention. It wasn't that she was trying to rule over me, have authority over me, although she did. It was about respecting the fact that she was talking and she needed me to do what? Listen. Yep. I like to describe myself a lot of times as the perfect blend, old school and new school. Okay. My 4 children, I have a 25-year-old and I have a 26-year-old. The 2 young ones help me stay relevant and real with what's happening on the street today. Right. And the 2 old ones, they embody the spirit of me and my wife in terms of the things that we put into them so they can help teach the 2 youngers when our time moves on.
I know they catch 2 sides of you then.
Oh, they get
the young.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good balance,
though. Sometimes almond joys have nuts, mounds don't. Yes, sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Yes, so it depends on when and what's going on, what they get when they come to me. They may get traditional old school, or they may get brand new school. Yes, or they may get caught in the middle, Reggie, and get a little bit of blend, a little both. Absolutely. A lot of times when my kids were growing up, my answer to a lot of their requests was hardly ever no. My answer almost always was, let me process it. Okay. So that means, let me think about it. Right. Now, but if you leave here with your lip stuck out, pouting and mumbling under your jaw, then you done already push the button. You got your answer. So let me process it. Let me think. And I want to encourage all the parents out there, particularly the young parents who have young kids. Yes, I do want you to take a little bit of the old school and try to put it in your separate the children when grown folks are talking. Put the children somewhere else. Make sure they go out and play. Everything
and the kids play.
Leave kid and everything he or she does and say it's not cute or funny. No. Don't you validate mess. Okay?
It's gonna keep building.
Don't you validate mess. And to the young ladies, if you're a single mom and you raising a kid, particularly a young man, watch this. You better brace yourself. Here I come. If you're raising a young man, if you happen to be a young single mother and you're raising a young man, let me just go ahead and tell you, by the time he gets 2 years old, he ain't got no business taking a shower with you, watching you shower, come out of the shower. I knew you didn't think I was going to go that way, but let me just tell you, you putting in a spirit and you're putting in a seed that you really shouldn't be doing. And he shouldn't be wearing your clothes, your sandals, and your wigs and your weeds and thinking that's cute. And I don't want to see any of that on Facebook. I know I just pissed off some people. I just pissed off some folks.
It's the truth.
I went way off script. I want to apologize because I know y'all probably won't ever have me on the air ever again. The fact that I'm unapologetic. We have to be real about what's real and have accountability in turn. And we have to say what I need you. If you're gonna be a friend of mine, Rich, I need you to tell me what I need to hear versus what I want to hear.
I've learned as a child that you carried over as an adult, coming from where you come from.
Well, I think the biggest word that comes to my mind right off the cuff is respect. And
respect will take you a long way.
It will take you everywhere because respect equals up to having that first A, the right attitude. When you respect the people that are in places of authority over you, whether it's your mother, your father, someone at the local church, your school teacher, your coach, your principal, your boss on the job, you have to understand that God has you in a particular place at this time in your life for a reason. It's not by happenstance that you are where you are. No matter how frustrated you might be, you being where you are is a part of your story. It's part of your journey. It's part of where you listen. I'm just like everybody else. Man, I had my frustrated moments, and I still have frustrated moments. But I learned to appreciate and watch this, respect, and be content with where God has me today. Okay, because he's preparing me now. All those years I spent as a young cop, those 15 years, God was getting me ready to be the chairman of Rockdale County.
Yes, sir.
And if somebody had asked me or said, hey, you're going to be in Rockdale County, in Conyers, Georgia, my response would have been, where is it?
Where that is?
Because as many times from Augusta to Atlanta on I-20, I never slowed up or slowed down enough to pay attention to the sign that said Rockdale County or Conyers. It was a blur. God was getting me ready, even during my frustrated moments as a young cop back then, to take leadership in Rockdale County. So I was going through things. So even as this time in this role, God is also preparing me for what is next. I really don't know. I'm at an age and point in my life. I really want to hear from him. And it's not about Oz. It's all about God. But I know he's prepping me and getting me ready. So the biggest word that resonated in my spirit back then, Reggie, Quan, was respect. Number one, respecting people. Okay. Then keeping yourself in a position to learn.
Yeah, the moment you stop learning, everything shits down.
Yes. And watch this. I learned earlier to hang out with people who had more education than I did, more money than I do. And I still hang out with people who have more money than I do. You understand? I've done that because I knew that I could always learn from folks who had already been down a pathway that I'm trying to go.
Yes, sir.
I would, if I would encourage people, get you a mentor or at least 5 solid people that you can call on and you can count on to give you real, true advice. Again, Reggie, not what we want to hear, but what we need to hear. You got to have at least 5 people. Now, here's the thing about a mentor. A mentor is not going to help you solve the problem or come up with the decision. They're going to give you insight and wisdom, things that line up close to what you're dealing with or what they've experienced, and facts. And when you hear that, a light bulb is going to go off. It's going to come on. That's right. You're going to hear that bell ring and you said, you know what? Now I know what I need to do. They're not going to tell you what to do. But then the other thing, one of my words I use all the time, outstanding. In order to be outstanding, you first must have the ability to do what? stand out.
Yes, sir.
Let me say it again. I want to make sure everybody got that.
Say it one more time.
In order to be outstanding, you must have the ability to stand out. In other words, you got to be willing to do what other people won't do.
That's right.
You got to be willing to go where other people won't go. You got to make sacrifices. You say when the crowd say, "Hey, we're going out here. We're going to do this," you can say, "No, I'm staying in. I got some self-discipline. I got some things I need to work on. Or my money funny. I can't go right now. I'm prioritizing."
It's true.